97.1 FM, The Morning Drive. Oh, listen to that music. It takes you right back there, doesn't it? 35 years ago this week, MTV debuted with music videos. Yes, music videos. And MTV VJs, Marcia Quinn, JJ Jackson, Nina Blackwood, Mark Goodman, and this guy who was the very first VJ on MTV. It is Alan Hunter. Alan, thanks for joining us.
Oh, my goodness. Here we are 35 million years later.
Now, were you supposed to be the first guy on MTV or the first VJ, or was that a mistake?
It was a mistake. I mean, honestly, as scripted, the opening few minutes were to have been opened by Mark, and then I think it was Martha, Nina, JJ, then me. And I was to wind things up because in the script I say, and I'm Alan Hunter, as if I were the last guy. But back in the old days, you had a guy on Long Island at the upload facility, like a NASA operation that was loading the actual videotapes. Each of us had a separate, like 2-inch video card. And the guy plugged them in wrong, literally physically plugged it in wrong. I came up first, and I was the first VJ, and Mark hates me ever since. So.
Isn't that great?
So 35 years ago, you're a VJ at MTV. Do you know it's going to be life-altering? It's going to change the world? Do you know in that moment, or was it just a gig?
No, I think it was paramount to being like in porno on cable, because cable television at the beginning of the decade, cable TV was still in its infancy.
You kept your bartending gig when MTV started, right? You were still a bartender?
Bartending, and had just gotten through doing a new wave punk rock version of Midsummer Night's Dream, and I was in a David Bowie video, so I was just trying to get a gig as an actor. Wanted to be on Broadway, and I had this crazy audition that I've sucked at 3 weeks in a row. They kept calling me back so that I could suck even worse. I kept saying, guys, you got to give up on me, please.
It was your mullet that got you the job back in the day.
I don't think my mullet was that extreme when I got the gig. I think it was it was all long, and then we started to I remember as the countdown, if you were there that night, midnight, the clock was counting down T-minus like it was a rocket shoot. Mm-hmm. And boom, when it went off 5 minutes into it, everybody stared at the screen and listened to the sound of the Buggles and thought, oh, my God, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen. I hope this gig lasts. I looked at my wife at the time and I said, I just hope this lasts a few months so we can get out of debt.
God, I love MTV. Video killed the radio star, of course, the first one. Do you remember the second video?
Sure, of course. Pat Benatar, You Better Run.
Yes. No one remembers the second video. They always remember the Buggles, the first one.
Well, she was the first female. It was the first electric guitar with Neil Giraldo.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of firsts. And then in about an hour, people were so sick of Rod Stewart videos.
It was number 3, by the way.
He was number 3. There were 10 Rod Stewart videos in the library those first few months, and Charlie Daniels. Can you believe we had Charlie Daniels videos?
What's not to love about Charlie Daniels, man?
Well, it was the early 80s, and the charts, were an example of a wide variety of music. It was the good, bad, and the ugly early on. We loved it.
What about the dirt? I mean, who slept with whom? Did Mark and Nina sleep with each other, and you and Martha slept with each other?
I think there was a lot of desire on all of our parts, but I don't think things actually happened. You will have to read the book if you want to hear about all of that. So the VJ book, of course.
You and Mark together?
Wait.
Yeah, Mark and I had googly eyes for each other. If he thought I was a nerd, and I thought he was an ass. And that made for quite the attraction between the two of us.
I got to tell you, man, it's great to talk to you, and I love hearing this right here. Oh, God, listen to that.
Oh, it gives me chills, goosebumps.
35 years ago this week, MTV debuted Alan Hunter. Alan, thanks for joining us, man.
Oh, man, it's so great. You guys do great work. Rock on.